Good afternoon, Dunkirk and Fredonia listeners, and welcome back to News at Noon. News at Noon is brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems on WCVF 88.9 and WDVL 89.5. I'm News Director Lee Pye here today with my news assistants Maisie, Strader, Sara, Lodespoto, Joshua Ribakove, as well as Hunter Halterman and Sports Director Matt Volz. With this top-of-the-hour update, we'll bring you the latest on SUNY Fredonia's campus news, events, sports, weather, music, and also national and international news. First up, let's go to the event bulletin for this week. The Brown Bag Lunch Series is today. Hear from SUNY Fredonia's new Chief of Police, Gordon T. Carpenter Jr. Please come by for his remarks and free food and beverages. This event will be hosted on October 4th, today, from now until 1 p.m. in the Williams Center, room S204 ABCD. Join Hail Fredonia Records at your own risk for the Johnny Gruesome movie night. Grab snacks, participate in raffles, and get your very own Hail Fredonia Records trading card. Experience Johnny Gruesome yourself in the Williams Center MPR from 7 to 9:30 p.m. on October 14th. The Career Development Office Graduate School Fair is happening. More than 60 institutions will be in attendance, representing hundreds of graduate programs, with Fredonia's own grad programs also featured. Related presentations will take place during the week of the event, including a grad school preparation program by Career Development and the Office of Graduate Studies and workshops by the UB School of Medicine and the UB College of Arts and Sciences. The event will be hosted on Tuesday, October 24th from 4 to 6 p.m. in the Williams Center MPR. That's the information through the grapevine. Next up, we'll bring it to Maisie for our latest campus news updates.
Join the Visual Arts and New Media Sculpting majors today from 8 to 4:30 at the Emmett Christian Gallery for the opening Earth, Wind, and Pliers. Then again at 6:30 tonight for the opening reception. Not pretty sure the theme, but I guess it might be pretty tool. For those who are staying on campus, know that there is an open mic night Friday in the Blue Lounge of the Williams Center, running from 7 to 9. Any karaoke, a cappella, instrumental, spoken word, monologue, comedy, skit is welcome. Get ready for the events after fall break, such as the grand opening of the Snack Shack. Snack Shack is a student-run convenience store that's reopening Tuesday, October 10th from 12 to 2, located in Thompson Hall, room West 103. That's it for campus news. Now let's send it back to Lee.
Thanks, Maisie. Next up, we have local news. Starting on Tuesday, October 10th, Route 6 eastbound traffic will be restricted to one lane only, and same with westbound traffic. This is supposed to continue until early November. This is because the 2-year Route 6 project is continuing, paving 4 miles of road and preserving 3 bridges in Conewago, Pleasant Townships, and the city of Warren. Drivers can check the amount of traffic for their commute by visiting www.511pa.com. As always, make sure to follow traffic laws and be careful in the work zone areas. This past weekend, 4 deaths from drug overdoses occurred in Chautauqua County, causing the Chautauqua County Health Department, the Department of Mental Hygiene, the Jamestown Police Department, and the Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office to issue a warning for the county. Because of this spike, it is suspected that there is a deadly supply of street drugs being distributed into the community. It is assumed that the drugs contain the deadly opioid fentanyl. It is urged to any families struggling with drug use to have a Narcan kit on hand and be prepared to call 911 in case of an event of an overdose. Prevention Works and the Hope Chautauqua Coalition are teaming up for the first ever Prevention Works Pumpkin Party. The family event will have a load of festivities, including Halloween costumes, costume contest, games, crafts, door prizes, and obviously trick-or-treating for the Halloween event. Multiple organizations will be hosting and handing out candy. A few to name is the Boys and Girls Club of the Northern Chautauqua County, the Chautauqua Center, and Chautauqua County Department of Mental Hygiene, and so many more. This event will be held at the Chautauqua County Fairgrounds in Dunkirk on Saturday, October 14th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's it for your local news update. Let's take it to the sports guy, Matt Volz.
Thanks, Lee. The men's soccer team returns home today to face SUNYAC rival Oswego at 4 p.m. The Blue Devils will look to make it back-to-back wins after defeating Potsdam on the road last Saturday. Fredonia's record currently sits at 5-3-3. The women's soccer team will look for their third straight win later today as they travel to Oswego for a SUNYAC matchup at 4 p.m. The Blue Devils will look to continue their offensive firepower into this game as they've scored a combined total of 11 goals over their last 2 games. 5 of those goals were scored by junior forward Katie Sellers, who on Monday received the honor of SUNYAC Offensive Player of the Week for her efforts. The women's tennis team will return to action tomorrow as they travel to Oneonta for a conference matchup. They'll look to rebound after 4 straight losses. Their overall record currently sits at 1-7. The start time of Thursday's match has yet to be determined. The women's volleyball team will be heading up I-90 to take on Buff State in their Battle by the Lake matchup. They'll look to make it back-to-back wins for the first time this season after defeating Oneonta 3-1 on Saturday. Their record currently sits at 3-12. The men's and women's cross-country teams will be heading east this weekend to take on Houghton University. Both teams are coming off top 5 finishes in the Cara Hall Memorial Invitational held on campus last weekend. After Saturday, only one meet remains before SUNYAC championships begin on October 28th. Finally, the men's swim and dive teams are set to begin their respective seasons on Saturday when they travel just south of the New York-Pennsylvania border to take on Pitt Bradford. The meet is set to begin at 3 p.m. The Blue Devils will host their first meet on Saturday, October 21st, when they take on Hobart College. In pro sports news and notes, the Major League Baseball postseason started yesterday. The best-of-5 wild card round kicked off with the Texas Rangers shutting out the Tampa Bay Rays 4-0. The Minnesota Twins taking down the Toronto Blue Jays 3-1. The Arizona Diamondbacks going to Milwaukee and beating the Brewers 4-0. And the Philadelphia Phillies taking down the Miami Marlins 4-1. Each series will play Game 2 today. In NFL news, the New England Patriots suffered a blow to their secondary today as rookie defensive back Christian Gonzalez will likely miss the remainder of the season due to a torn labrum in his shoulder, according to NFL insider Ian Rappaport. Gonzalez is another name on a lengthy list of NFL stars to suffer season-ending injuries this year, a list that includes Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, and more. The Patriots sought to patch the hole left behind by Gonzalez's injury by trading for Chargers defensive back J.C. Jackson. Jackson, a former Patriot, signed a 5-year, $82.5 million contract with the Chargers in the 2022 offseason, but he's struggled to stay on the field ever since. In Sabres news, the Buffalo Sabres are set to play in their second-to-last preseason game tonight as they travel to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets at 7 p.m. Off-season pickup Connor Clifton will make his Sabres preseason debut in a lineup that will likely look similar to Buffalo's opening night lineup. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen will get the start in goal as he tries to beat out Eric Comrie for the number 2 goaltender role behind Devin Levi. And finally, despite the excitement of the Buffalo Bills' 48-20 win over the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, the win proved costly as an MRI confirmed that defensive back Tre'Davious White tore his Achilles tendon, ending his season. This is the second time in 3 years that White's season has ended prematurely due to a non-contact injury after tearing his ACL on Thanksgiving in 2021 in New Orleans. However, as one defensive All-Pro exits, another rejoins the squad as defensive end Von Miller is now eligible to return to practice. Miller suffered a season-ending injury on Thanksgiving last year in Detroit. The Bills have not confirmed when he will return, but Miller said on his podcast the other day that he is 90% sure that he will be good to go for Buffalo's game on Sunday. The Bills are in London this upcoming weekend for an international contest against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kickoff is slated for 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The game will be on NFL Network. That's it for your sports update. Let's send it to Sara for the weather.
Now, here is your Northern Chautauqua weather update brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems.
Good afternoon, everyone. Are you sure it's fall? Because I'm definitely not sure. If you've been outside, you could tell today it's pretty hot out with a high of 85. Unusual, I know. Clear skies continues as it dips into the low 60s tonight. Tomorrow, it starts getting pretty cloudy, but continues strong in the high 80s. What a nice day to start fall break for Fred students. Later into the night, we get a glimpse of fall nights with showers and a cold of 63. That's it for your 2-day weather. Keep listening. I'll be back with the rest of your weekend forecast. For now, let's take it right back to Lee for our local music update.
Last Call is hosting a concert next week at BJ's. We got Damone Terrell, Mile High Music, B-Roll Casper, OG Soul, and Rodriguez. You can find them on October 12th at BJ's at 51 West Main Street. That's all I have for music news this week. Let's bring it to Josh for national and international news.
Today, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, will be conducting a nationwide test of its emergency alert system. The test is coordinated with the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, and what will be the 7th nationwide EAS test. The test is expected to begin at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time, in which text messages are expected to be sent to all televisions, radios, and phones. FEMA's website claims that the message will read, quote, "This is a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System. No action is needed," end quote. FEMA is required by law to test its integrated public alert and warning system, and the last international test was in 2021. Yesterday, Representative Kevin McCarthy was voted out of the role of House Speaker for the first time in the history of the U.S. House of Representatives. The final vote to vacate the chair was 2016 to 210 votes, with all Democrats and 8 Republicans voting in a motion made by Florida Representative Matt Gaetz to vacate the chair. Yesterday evening, he posted on X, quote, "I will not seek to run again for Speaker of the House. I may have lost a vote today, but I fought for what I believe in, and I believe in America. It has been an honor to serve," end quote. Congress is now seeking to hold votes for a new House Speaker, an unprecedented event during a Speaker's term. In the meantime, North Carolina Representative Patrick McHenry will be serving as Speaker pro tempore, the interim Speaker, until a new House Speaker is elected. On Monday, recent college grad Ben Brody, age 22, sued Elon Musk in a district court in Texas after having falsely accused Brody of being affiliated with a neo-Nazi group. Ben Brody is suing Musk for libel after his reply to a video that featured members of 2 far-right extremist groups brawling at a Pride event in Portland, Oregon on June 24th. The groups are the Proud Boys and the Rose City Nationalists, and the video features 2 members of the Rose City Nationalists having their masks torn off. An anonymous account posted a screenshot of the video of one of the unmasked extremists next to an image of Brody, claiming that Brody was involved in the fight. Musk replied to the tweet, claiming that it looked like a college student in the video. The lawsuit alleges, quote, "Over the past several years, Musk has settled into a consistent pattern of making reckless false statements to the detriment of innocent third parties while fostering disinformation and denying neo-Nazi violence," end quote. Brody is seeking $1 million in damages, and for the judge and jury to clear his name of Musk's accusation. That does it for today's national news. Let's bring it back to Sara with your weekend forecast.
Rain, rain, go away. Luckily, I will not be here for this rainy fall break. Fall returns on Friday in the high 60s with strong winds and light rain. Leading into a cloudy night, it drops into the low 50s with continued sprinkles. I can start to see why Rihanna made a song about umbrella, because Saturday is a showering forecast of a high of 57. High winds and rain define that night with a low 40s. Sunday is going to be hectic for sure, with a 40-mile-per-hour winds, thunderstorms, and a cold high of 52. Good luck traveling back to campus. Later that night, winds and rain only died down minimally in the low 40s. That's it for your weekend forecast. Let's take it right back to Lee.
That'll wrap up for today's edition of News at Noon. Campus news is written and read by Maisie Strader. Local news for this broadcast is prepared by Lee Pye. Weather is presented by Sara Lodespoto. Sports is presented by Matt Volz. Music is prepared by Lee Pye. National and international news is prepared by Joshua Ribakove. And finally, board operations for this broadcast are performed by Hunter Halterman. Thank you for tuning in to News at Noon. Join us every Monday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. on WCVF 88.9 and WDVL 89.5. From all of us at Fredonia Radio Systems, have a wonderful day.